But he loved it. So
yeah, I know.
All right, women's lacrosse head coach Ashley Delaney, Justine Anderson, Monroe McClimans. Coach, first of all, congratulations on a conference title for your program, second one in history, and making some history this week with the hosting of the conference. What have these last couple of weeks been like with the results and just kind of knowing everything's in sight?
Well, the past couple weeks have been exciting. We're just trying to keep focused one game at a time. I know these two are probably exhausted of me saying every week, the most important game is the game in front of us, which is the Friday game. But that is how we've approached the whole season and leading into conference. And, obviously the goals that we've set in the beginning of the year are kept in mind, but we know that we have to get the work done every day. We still have to show up and work to win in order to get to this point. So it's really just credit to the players who are executing on what myself and KD, our assistant coach, is kind of implementing. They have to execute at the end of the day. So it's really them you should be asking how excited they are and things like that. So.
Well, let's do that. Well, what are your kind of thoughts, ladies, of how these last couple weeks have been an interesting result with Regis and then just really taking care of business last week to get the title?
It's been obviously really exciting, especially because this year the vibe has just been so different. Like the team has just really come together and we know how talented we are and that we can just go so far when we play as a team. And so all of it has slowly been coming together and we've been working every day. And so to have the last couple of games come in and us just like finally grab the title or co-title and just we know we're not done yet. And so we know that there's more to come. And so we're still hungry and still so excited for this weekend.
Bouncing off of her, I agree that the vibe is completely different this year. And I think like what Coach D says is like we choose the hard stuff. We've chosen the hard stuff since season has started and even in preseason. And I think like just going off of that mentality, like we're hungry and we want more and we want the RMAC championship. So I think we're obviously just like putting everything on the line in order to get there. So I think we're having a really good mentality towards everything.
Kind of for all of you, a lot of the wins the last few weeks have been pretty dominant where you've gotten to get everyone in the game, lots of playing time and at maybe the expense of yours as starters, but I'm sure you don't mind that. Kind of just talk to us about what that means for the program as a whole, the team as a whole, to have that many players kind of contributing. It's always somebody new getting a goal and so many different weapons out there.
From a coaching perspective, we could easily keep them in to rack up stats, but we've also been preaching like stats are awesome and they should be celebrated. But at the end of the day, we have goals and it has to be a team-oriented, team mindset, the we over me type deal that we've been preaching. So we as coaches made the decision to rest them. We think rest is best heading into this weekend, but also when we are in games now, when you look at the postseason, you have to approach it, at least from a coach's standpoint, that every team is different. So even though you've played them 2-3 times, however many times you've played them in season, they are different in the postseason because they are actively making adjustments. So we have to actively make adjustments, which includes getting other people time, seeing if we can bump people up when we look to the sideline. If we need to make changes in games, hey, who can we go to? There's way more confidence in those players on the sideline and from us coaches if they've gotten the time, if they've been working out things in games. So you saw, at least this past weekend, I think everybody played and we had people getting a lot of time and doing a lot of great things. So that just helps us in the postseason. So that's a coach's perspective. I know you guys are great teammates and excited, but you guys can talk about it.
I would say it's awesome to see the other girls going in, getting their time. And I think it really gives them experience. Like last year as a freshman, when I got the chance to go on the field and like gain experience, it's definitely like shaped me to be like a starter today. And obviously super grateful for that. So seeing them get that time and it's going to lead up to like something greater is just awesome as a teammate perspective.
I also just think that coming in and having people behind you is so motivating. Like, our roster is pretty big this year, so it makes it so competitive, everybody fighting for a spot. But also, if girls who haven't seen the field a whole lot this year haven't seen it when we graduate, then that's not a great situation. But like, having them see the field and have still these dominant wins is so encouraging to know that the program is just building every single year, and we just are getting more and more competitive. And so it's just amazing that we have so many different people that, when the bench comes in, they're still talented and they're still going to do amazing things. And we have so many different scorers. We have so many different people on defense who can get the job done. And so just like the depth of the bench is so encouraging for now and the future.
Coach, obviously, first time in program history that the men's and the women's team both host the RMAC conference tournament. Obviously, it's a big moment for the program, but culturally, how does that impact lacrosse here in the Grand Mesa?
I think culturally, it's got more eyes on us, obviously. I think, the RMAC as a conference has been getting better every year. On the women's side, I know the men's side, they've been trying actively to add more programs. Now they're linked with the Peach Belt. So that's really awesome. I think when you talk about the growth of the game, that's really important. And situations where we're both hosting and people can watch or hear through the grapevine, or when we're talking to recruits who might have a sibling somewhere. I know that the men's team has some players from Stillwater. We have players from Stillwater, right? So we bounce off each other. It helps make our programs better, and not just in recruiting, but just getting eyes on our program, looks for NCAA considerations with that in the tournament and things like that. So, but also like it's helping that the teams around us are getting better as well. So it's kind of like a collaborative effort. So I think it's really awesome culturally. I think it's really fun for our players. I think most of them get along probably. They support each other all the time. Their men's team is pretty much at our games. We go to their games. So I think it's great for us culturally and the community too.
Now, for all of you guys, with how big this moment is of, first time hosting, how do you kind of calm yourselves back down and say this is just lacrosse?
I just told them yesterday the game hasn't changed. The game of lacrosse has not changed. Your environment changes, but we go elsewhere all the time. We've played in huge games. We've played in games where we're fighting for our lives against, like, trying not to play down to the opponent, whatever team it is, So I say the game hasn't changed. I always say at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's here, who's watching you, where we are, as long as we get the job done. Hopefully that resonates with them. I know that they probably feel differently, some kind of nerves, but we're just trying to be as consistent as possible. But we've been doing that all season. And like I said, the game in front of you is the most important game. So you can share your perspectives, because I know it's exciting for you guys.
I think obviously there is a different level to it, knowing that this is the first time we've gotten to host, but we said the other day in the meeting that pressure is a privilege, and we've been working so hard all season for this, and we've been in so many different environments, and so it's not the environment that dictates our play at this point. It's the team knowing how to work together, and so I think being on our home turf is going to be amazing, but it's just another day of lacrosse for us, and so I think if we play as we should, we'll be all right.
I would agree. It's just lacrosse at the end of the day, and the stakes are definitely different. The stakes are higher, but I think that's like going to push us to want it more. And yeah, it's lacrosse. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but we want it. So I think we'll get there.
Then also for all you guys as well, you've beaten Westminster pretty decently the last few times. Are any of you worried about, kind of becoming a little lackadaisical, like going through the motions, since you've already seen them a lot and the results kind of speak for themselves?
Like I mentioned before, I'm approaching it as every team is going to look different and make adjustments. I'm anticipating they're going to make some changes on defense. And we have been reflecting practice to those changes this week. So I believe in my heart and soul that we are not lackadaisical, because as coaches, we are not, it's not that we're not allowing them to be, but we have standards, and you're not just going to walk on the field and get a win. So I don't think they believe that they're just going to be lackadaisical. And if they do, we're not doing our job as a coaching staff. But yeah, there's always that like wonder of what are they going to give you, but we expect them to make changes, and we preach that every day in practice. Everything we do has a purpose here, and I think that they're prepared for anything that they will see. But you guys can share.
I think with any team, it's hard to beat anyone 3 times. And so, like she said, everyone adapts and changes. They'd be silly not to, just as we are. And so I think that the tournament also adds a whole nother level as well. There's higher stakes and people want it because anything can happen. The preseason doesn't matter anymore. Anything can happen. And so we know that when we step on that field, we still have to take care of business.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to question of the day now. Best question of the week. This week's question is, if you could go back to any moment in sports history, what would it be and why? I know it's going to be Eagles related, but
I was going to say when the Phillies won the World Series, because I got to go to the parade. Shout out to my parents. I know they watch this stuff. Shout out Mom and Dad for letting me go to that Phillies parade when I was in high school. I just had so much fun, and you only get those once in a while. You guys know I'm a huge Phillies fan, probably more than the Eagles, and they're breaking my heart right now. But also just in like a perspective of I'm having so much fun. I know my team is probably like, Coach, are you even having fun this year? Because I'm just so focused and I'm trying our best to like get them to where they need to be. But I genuinely am having so much fun this year in particular that like ask me this in 10 years and I'll probably be like, take me back to these moments where we're making history with the team. So I just want to put that out there because I know my team's probably like, Coach, are you good? Like I'm good. I'm happy, but I'm focused. So yeah.
For me, mine would probably be the Broncos winning the Super Bowl in 2016. I mean, it was a while ago and I was pretty young, but I was with friends and family and we were all like dressed out in our Broncos gear and we just had a really good night and we didn't get to go to school the next day because the Broncos won. So very memorable for me.
I would say when the Nuggets and Avalanche both won in the same year, that was pretty exciting. And like the parades and stuff like that were just really fun. And just to be like a Colorado native and have that environment was really cool.
good for Colorado, not the Phillies.
Sixers, we've been trusting the process for the Sixers for like how long? Come on.
All right, well, thank you and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.